Welcome to Liz and Liz Get Literary. My name is Liz.
And my name is Liz. Welcome back.
You've unlocked another new recording studio.
Yeah, we are in our Airbnb in Franklin. So it's a nice little ambiance behind us. A curtain, if you will.
A curtain. Yes. We are in Franklin. We came here for two events. One is Carley Fortune, which we went to last night.
Amazing. It was truly so amazing, though. We had the best time.
Yes. She just released One Golden Summer. And we did get it signed, and we got to meet her. She was absolutely fabulous. One of the things that made us clutch our pearls and gasp was that she started the Canadian version of
Refinery 29. Yeah. Which is my college Bible.
Yes.
That was my Pinterest.
Yeah. And that was just, I had no idea.
Same. I was blown away. She was wearing the most incredible outfit.
I'm going to recreate it.
Oh my God. Platform, like bronze heels.
So good.
She just felt like an older sister that gives the best advice.
Yeah. She had on this like sequin crop top and these bright neon green pants. And it was a vibe. It was like, I want to be your friend.
No, truly. And I want you to tell me what to do. And she just like, it makes sense now about Refinery 29 because she just curates like a calm, collected space.
Yes. And Wild Geese once again put on a seamless event. Everything, we were out of there by 8 o'clock.
I know. We were eating Chili's by 8:30.
Yes. Which I have to say, those tenders hit so well. They hit so good.
We don't deserve Chili's as a country.
Well, we don't even have a Chili's in our town, so we really don't deserve Chili's.
Yeah, Fort Wayne really fumbled the Chili's bag.
They did, yeah. Yeah. So it was a great, great night. Carley Fortune really gives me, like, her writing gives me between BK and Emily Henry.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's like a solid little middle that I feel like she gives me. I also got a signed version of Every Summer After, which I actually haven't read this yet, so this is going to be these are going to be my summer by the pool reads, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Her books are so good. We did This Summer Will Be Different last year for our romance fantasy book club, and everyone had amazing things to say. Felix, in that book,
oh my gosh.
I loved him.
Yeah.
I've never thought about how slutty you can look shucking oysters.
Yeah, and I don't think I would like oysters.
I don't like oysters.
But I was like, he makes me think I would like oysters.
I'll do an oyster eating competition.
Yeah.
For you.
I think at one point it's like I read where it's like just let it slide down your throat, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, I will. Thank you.
I can practice that.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, we love Carley. Her books are like that's the perfect description, the perfect mix of BK and Emily, where you learn a lot. You feel a lot. Like you just feel so safe and seen. It's an escape. It's so good.
Yeah, but it's also got the vibes. It's got the romance. I mean, her spicy scenes are spicy.
They're good.
Because, like, okay, so we just got done reading Great Big Beautiful Life.
Yep.
And I really, like, I would not categorize that as a romance.
No, it's definitely more contemporary, like, lit fic.
And I don't want you to get mad at me, I almost want her to start marketing herself as that.
I think she's headed that way. I think that's why all of her books come out in hardback. And, I mean, most of the people who are on, like, the Good Morning America, the Reading with Jenna, Reese's, they're not pure romance.
No. And because truly the story was not the romance. It was the story we were getting from the person.
And also, remember the best friendship?
Yes.
And This Summer Will Be Different. That was so good. We loved that.
Yes. Female friendship.
It was so good.
So, and I feel like Carley really captures that part, and then she also captures that steamy, sexy.
The tension of like I don't know, like when you're with the right person or you're rekindling or you have like the beginner's chemistry. She does it so well.
She does. Yeah, and Carley was a new author for me when I read
Meet Me at the
Lake. Hard take, wasn't the biggest fan of Meet Me at the Lake because of the third act breakup.
It has all the things that you don't like though.
Right. And so, but then This Summer Will Be Different blew me away. 5 stars. Everybody in book club gave it 5 stars. We actually didn't talk super long about it because
we had no notes.
We were just we were just Felix, you know.
And also like the best friendship and stuff. Like don't give up on your dreams. Or also it's okay to give up on what you thought was your dream. Like I love her.
And that was her message I felt last night that resonated so much with me was, so when we started the podcast and the book stuff, it was like I was doing it for me. Like this was a passion that I had always had. I've always loved books. I've read books since I was a small child. And now there is this space for those of us who love books. And so when we were like, okay, are we really going to do this? Are we going to, it was like, okay, yes, because this is going to be my thing. This is going to be my, I don't want to say legacy, but like when my kids look back, this is what they're going to talk about. My mom loved books. She was always about books. And one of the things she said is, it's like, it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter where you are in your life. You can do things that, you know, for yourself. And she was a new mom. She just had her second child. And that's when she started writing. And I was like, that's exactly where I was and am and what I'm doing, you know? Yeah. And it doesn't matter how old I am. I can still sit here and love books and talk about books. And look at the amazing community it's brought us.
Yeah. She had an incredible message last night. I was like thinking of you when she was talking about that. I could like feel your emotions like coming off of you.
Yeah.
And then we like switched.
Yes.
Because then they were talking about like, you know, getting older and like, if you know me, you know that I do not like to discuss getting old.
You have a lot of anxiety about it.
Yeah, because of the way that old people are treated. Like, I have been going and volunteering at nursing homes. I haven't in a while because it gives me too much anxiety now. But when I was young, my mom would just drop me off at the nursing home. And I would literally go room to room.
And just be with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people, like, nowadays, like, if you see old people in public or driving cars or, like, they're going slow at the store, no one has patience for them.
No, and I will admit, like, there are times where I'm, like, on the road, and the car in front of me is going so slow, and I'm like, all right. And then I, like, drive, and I'm like, oh, my God, they're elderly.
But that's how, you weren't, like, get off the road, old man. You felt bad when you realized, like, it was an older person.
Yeah.
And so in One Golden Summer, the new one, we haven't read it yet, but they talked last night about how there's, like, a grandparent age main character.
Nan, right?
Yeah. Who I think is someone's grandma. And then the main female character had this, like, really good relationship. And, like, they're, like, being girls together. And I was like, and Carley was like, you know, life is long. Like, you are figuring it out the whole time.
Yeah, because I think what she said is the Nan, the older character, doesn't 100% have it together.
Yeah.
And I think that's an important thing, too, that I needed to hear as well. Because at least with, like, my grandparents and the elderly who were in my life, they have had it together for years, long time. Like, I've never not known any of my and this isn't shade at them. Like, they just figured it out. And so growing up, you know, I was like, oh, I have to have it together by age X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
And I think that that's something that you have to learn is that it doesn't matter how old you are. Things will happen that you don't always have it together.
Yeah. Also, it doesn't even matter if you think you have it together and then one day you don't. You can take your time getting it together. And I think maybe it's the American dream of it all. Like, maybe it's our culture, but we are so pressured to, like, 25 get married, 30 have a kid, 32 have your last child, 401k, 2 cars, 4 bedrooms.
Be ready to retire by 35 for sure.
Yeah,
have enough money to retire by 35.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I'm like, what? Hold on. Like, I want to take my time. Like, I want to take trips. I want to take book trips. I want to be in 6 book clubs. I want to have fun.
And also, we are not as a country set up for that anymore.
No.
We just are.
No. Less and less every day, actually.
Yeah. So it was like, I get messages from all of the authors that we meet, like BK, Allie, and Lila. I just was like, the female friendship of them was so inspiring and lovely and just such a great time. But I've never felt like, almost like I went to therapy with an author like that before. So thank you, Carley. You were amazing, and good luck on your tour. This was her second stop.
Yeah.
And I know she's made comments online that it's a little overwhelming. and she had a sold out crowd of 650 people last night. 620?
Somewhere between
above
600 and
600.
650.
Yeah.
And by the time all the volunteers were in there, it's probably at least 650.
Yeah. And she had a lot of books to sign. And, you know, I really didn't feel her nerves. Like when we approached her, she had kind things to say.
Yeah.
And I think she did that with every single person, because the person, our friend who came with us, she said something nice to her as well. And I just think that for someone who understands the anxiety, like it's hard to put that on all the time, but she did an amazing job.
Yeah, she was like an actual like gem. I adore all the events. Like Liz said, we go to so many and we interact with so many of our favorite authors. Mm-hmm. But a book tour is a book tour.
Yeah.
We want to hear, what's your writing process? What's next? Tell me your favorite part, favorite trope. Mm-hmm. But so we got all that last night, and therapy.
Yes. And she said she's starting her next novel.
She turned it in.
Yep. Number 5. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yep.
And because this is her 4th novel. Yep. She started during COVID.
Yep.
And that also shook me, because I feel like in my head, I feel like that whole time was not that long ago, but in reality, it's going on 6 years ago.
I know.
And I'm like, oh, you just started, but no, you're 5 years in the game.
Yeah. And you were on Good Morning America.
Yeah. It's so amazing.
Crazy.
Yeah. So tonight we get to meet Frederick Bachman. He is also a very emotional writer for us. Mm-hmm. We read Beartown for our Sunbound book club, and I actually almost DNF'd it. Not because it was a bad book, but because it handled things. It was too good, and it handled things too close to home, because he writes very powerful, very intense books. He just released My Friends, and we were lucky enough to get an ARC. So you're like fiending, like hopefully he pre-signs some books so you can get a signed Beartown.
I need a signed Beartown.
Yeah.
I would literally get, at this point, to me, like, I have my big 5, you know, everyone mm-hmm. knows. Mm-hmm. But at this point, he's like, okay, put in the next column, and he's number 1.
Yeah. I mean, we have like the big 5 romance.
Yeah. BK, Emily, Lila, you know,
etc.
You know.
And then we have like I feel like every genre we have writers, that we enjoy. And Frederick, for like,
he's out by himself.
He's a whole different level.
I have never, I know everyone has seen Beartown, you're like, yeah, a book about hockey, it's emotional. No.
You don't know?
No. It is a book about the ins and outs of the human experience from every single point of view. Every single class, every single socioeconomic class. Like, you are literally getting the vision of life in every single book. And they are so deep. I need to know, like, who he is. Like, I cannot wait to hear this man talk.
I'm kind of hoping it will be an experience like you had with Grady Hendrix.
Oh, I hope so.
Like, where you're just, like, so immersed and, like...
Yeah. When I look at him in his face and I have to take a picture of him, I'm going to start crying. I think. I'm scared.
I almost want to look at him and be like, so how did you find out what happens in my life? Like,
did you get with my mom?
Did you read my therapy file?
Oh my gosh.
I do want to insert here and say, definitely check your triggers before you read Beartown.
Yeah.
I did not, and I was very triggered, and it was a very hard book for me to read. So I think that was actually the first book where I had ever been triggered like that. Yeah. You've been reading with me for over a year and a half, and I've never been like that before. And it's because he writes it so down the line. That's exactly how everything is.
Yeah. I was definitely taken back to some very direct experiences that I had.
Yes. But then you finish, and the thing is even when you finish, you don't feel resolved.
There is no
there's no resolution. Yeah.
There is eventually resolution.
Hopefully, like, revolution. Yeah. But, like, I think sometimes when we have these very big emotional books, there's still some sort of like happy ending type deal sometimes. And I was glad he didn't get one.
Me too.
Where it wasn't,
because that would never happen in real life if that happened in that small of a town. Mm-hmm. And also, like, okay, I'm so sorry. We do have things to say about America. In America, this happens all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, but this book is set in a Scandinavian tiny town, where this is probably the first time anything like what occurs in Beartown has ever occurred.
Yeah.
and he handles it with the most insane care.
He calls it out too. He says all the quiet stuff out loud.
Yeah, so I will be very intrigued to see what tonight is about, like if it's more Q&A.
Right.
Or
and you need, when we go to Wild Geese today, you need to ask how to submit questions. Remember that?
Yeah, I was like, ask if it's not too late, because I need to know, like, was he, like, you had to have been raised by some incredibly strong women, because he understands women more than most of my adult female acquaintances.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
And some family members.
And he also writes so many different kinds of women so well too. Like, I think of the moms he wrote about, and then the sisters, and it's like,
and then teenagers, single bartenders, like everyone.
Yeah. Yes.
He's insane. So that's tonight.
That's tonight.
This is us pre-tears. Who knows what we'll look like tomorrow when we circle back.
We definitely said, we were like talking about like what we're wearing and stuff, and one of the things you said was like, I'm not putting on a lot of makeup because I don't think I will be well. And I'm like, listen, I don't think I will either.
Yeah, and I wore white last night.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to cry my makeup like down my white bodysuit.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Although Carly did get me kind of emotional last night.
I shed too. Yeah, I shed like, one tear per eye.
Oh, thanks, Carly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we got to see a bunch of our friends.
Yes.
Last night. Mood Readers Anonymous. They are on Instagram. So if you guys do not follow them, they have some amazing content. Go give them a follow because you will thoroughly enjoy their content.
They have great book reviews.
They do. They do. And they're amazing human beings as well. We went to dinner with them and we just had a great time. We had a time. Chili's, saw some things.
Yeah, and of course, it's always great to see every single person at Wild Geese. If you're not following the Wild Geese, you have to.
Yes.
Because people travel far and wide from, like, remember for BK, how someone came from Texas?
Yeah, someone came from Texas, Chicago,
South Carolina. Like, people come from everywhere to come to these events because of how seamless they are. This town is the best town we've, like, literally ever been in. We are constantly on Zillow.
We literally walked to our breakfast today.
Oh my God, it was the best.
And the sun is shining. After we're done recording this, we're going to walk to the bookstore. I mean, it's a very scenic town. It's very quiet. Well, I don't want to say it's quiet because our street was very loud this morning, but
there's a lot of people here that have to use a small amount of roads.
Yeah.
So there's lots of like traffic.
Yeah. But it's quiet. I mean, we sat next to a woman at breakfast, and I think at least 12 people stopped to speak to her.
Yeah. She reminded me of Giselle from Enchanted.
Yes. Yes.
Like, she was like, hello, good morning.
The birds were like, Giselle. Wait,
truly.
We need to tell them your pigeon. So Liz, okay, I'm going to tell it because it's funny. As you guys know, Liz is a pigeon lover, which is fair.
I'm a pigeon apologist.
She's a pigeon.
I would not call myself a pigeon lover. I would call myself a pigeon apologist.
A pigeon fighter, even.
A pigeon advocate.
A pigeon ally. Okay. She looks into those empty, beady eyes and says, "You're worth it." She gives the L'Oreal, "You're worth it." Is it L'Oreal? Is that?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. So this morning I woke up to a text message from her, and she said, "The pigeons blessed us with their presence," and it's just this pigeon on the outside fan.
Yeah, I was sitting on the porch reading this morning, waiting for everyone else to wake up.
Yeah. And so I come down, and as we're sitting there, this pigeon tries to fly onto the porch, and it's just like,
it's literally like 6 inches away from us.
And it's like,
yeah. That was my first up close experience with a pigeon, and I will be taking a pause from my advocacy due to trauma.
Well, because that wasn't even, so that happened. So we're like, oh, it was like, you know those TikToks where it's like, well, who are you? His house. Yeah. And it was like, that was the pigeon. So the pigeon like flies away, and then another pigeon comes and tries to like chill, ends up flying away. But then the same pigeon from earlier comes back.
Gets even closer.
And it's like,
just like that.
This is like, I'm out. I can't do this anymore. We gotta go inside.
To maintain my love for pigeons, I need to leave this porch.
It was the funniest. And I'm just cackling because I'm like, I clearly we're in its space.
Right.
But I I know that there's nothing behind those little beady eyes that, like, you've now flown in twice knowing we're still here, my guy. Go away.
He was just checking to see if we needed any refills.
He would be a terrible waiter.
Well, you know what
He
they say.
barely could sit there and flap longer than 3 seconds. He's like,
He's tired of carrying the country on his back.
oh my god.
Anyways.
I have to tell you that. So my husband at Mother's Day after this will be or the Monday after Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. We love you. Also, happy Teachers and Nurses Week. That was last week when you're seeing this, but we also appreciate, love you, and know you are not valued enough.
No.
At
least not in America.
Not here. So my husband was like, what do you want for Mother's Day? And I'm like, I don't even know.
Peace and quiet.
Yeah. Well, and not even that, like, because I thought about that, like maybe like a hotel room where I could just read all day, but
we're here.
Then I'll miss the kids.
And we're doing that now.
Yeah. And it's also like, and I've talked to a couple of people about this. It's like, I'm fine for the first 45 minutes I'm not with the kids, and then I miss them. You know, like I miss being with them.
I don't.
Well,
but I hear you.
You know me. Like,
yeah.
You know, I'm like, oh my god, I can't wait to leave. And then like literally we're like an hour outside of the city, and I'm like,
I know.
I miss the kids.
She does. She does do this.
So I don't really want to do that. Like I want to spend a day with the beings that I created.
So dramatic.
I know.
Wow.
So I think what I asked for is for him to get me like a hummingbird feeder to put on my balcony. I want to become a bird person.
Do you know how to make a hummingbird water?
My grandma does. Okay. Very well. She has like 7 hummingbirds.
Perfect.
She is literally Giselle. Like she has bluebird homes on her property, and
her house is beautiful.
Yeah, and it's in the country.
Yeah.
And like she has Max, who is an African gray, and he sits in front of this huge bay window in her den, and all of the birds come to that window. Well, I don't know, because I kind of wonder, like, I kind of questioned her a little bit because she put a bunch of bird feeders, like, right outside that window. And I'm like, do you think Max feels some type of way because he cannot leave, but those birds are probably talking so much shit to him?
Like,
yeah, like, ha, you're stuck in there.
Maybe.
But on the other side, he doesn't have to deal with the weather. He doesn't have to deal with predators. Finding food. If there is a predator, aka like my grandma gets a cat, he listens to my grandma and grandpa and how they call and talk to the cat. And so then he'll talk to the cat the same way. So he'll literally call the cats over to his cage and then peck them. Because they're like, oh, I'm being called by my master. And it's just Max. He's kind of the asshole.
They never said that natural selection was flawed.
I'm sorry. I don't know why I just went on that.
That's amazing. So those are your aspirations.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
I don't ever want to own Max because they live to be like 92.
I have to say, I would if there was a bird in your house, I wouldn't come there. No.
I've lived, like, Max has been with my grandma my whole life. So, like, he does not scare me anymore. But I think, like, she cleans his cage out, like, twice a week. And
if you are a happy, responsible, productive bird owner, select.
Yeah.
I
don't think I could be that. I don't think I have time for that.
No.
But I do aspire to, like, be able to look out the window and say, oh, that's a bluebird. Or, like.
We can start birding.
Yeah. I could have
That's a dove pigeon.
Also, I'm going to call out Happy Mother's Day to my mother. My best story about that, though, is those birds, those morning doves that are like, woohoo, woohoo. My mom thought they were straight owls. She's like, her and her husband were like, wow, the owls are so talkative. I'm like, what are you talking about? My grandma was appalled.
Because she's a bird person.
Yeah, she is. So now that we've gone on our tangents about birds.
Hopefully that means so. By the time you guys are watching this, Liz is staring at her hummingbird feeder.
Yeah. Oh, yes. And like, imagine you're sitting on my balcony and all of a sudden, but it's not a bee, it's a hummingbird. And it's like drinks, it gets its fill, and then it flies off and has baby hummingbirds. That is the cutest. Like,
I love hummingbirds.
I feel like it's a Disney movie.
It is. And I have considered that several times, but I don't want to rain on your parade, but they just don't live very long. Their lifespans are so short.
I know.
It's like a month.
It'll be like, I'll connect with the hummingbird. I'll be like, hi, Jane. And then Jane's gone.
Sometimes because of their hearts, like it only live for like a couple. And that's just, I could not, because I cry when I see anything old.
But at least in those couple hours, they got
had your sweet water.
My sweet
Your sweet nectar. We are getting old.
And we all know also that I will probably supply the sweet nectar, and then my husband will be in charge of making sure that hummingbird feeder is filled up. So,
great.
Yeah, it's gonna be a thing. So that is what I think and it will probably expand from the hummingbird feeder to like an actual bird feeder at some point. So that is what I think I'm gonna ask for. I thought about asking for plants.
I kill all my plants.
I do too.
And like 90% of houseplants are toxic to cats.
Yeah.
And we both have cats, so it's like me.
And then we do have a friend, Chelsea, who is really good at plants. But like I can't make her come over and help me keep them alive. So.
And if they just want to die, they're gonna die.
I feel like plants are very dramatic.
They are.
So.
They throw fits and they literally kill themselves.
Yeah. Kind of like my middle sister.
Well, yeah.
So.
Anyways. I told my husband that it's not fair that I'm like, all my friends are moms, and I'm like, it's not fair. They all get gifts, and they all get stuff, and they all get relaxing and flowers, and what are we doing for me? I have cats.
You're a cat mom.
Yeah, so I think I have trained him now that it is also Mother's Day for me.
You absolutely should. I mean, Wanda is my fourth child, so
right.
It pisses my husband off. So.
Well. He'll get used to it, or he won't. Either way it goes, she's not going anywhere.
She's not going anywhere. Yeah. So happy Mother's Day again to all of you, to everyone, whether you are a dog, cat, bird, plant, child, gremlin, mom. We see you all and we love you.
Yay.
It's one of the hardest jobs, no matter what child you have. So now we are 30 minutes in. What are you currently reading?
I'm dead. I am 93% of the way through Girl Dinner by Olivia Blake, which comes out in October or November. I could not recall. I think it's October. And I'm having an insane time. You keep, so we've been reading together, obviously, and she keeps going, Liz, this is the most unhinged book. This is so unhinged. And I'm like blood on her tongue unhinged? Not in that way. It is literally like, if I don't know, it's like Dead Poets Society meets that ABC Scream Queens show where it's like really dramatic. Also like Pretty Little Liars. Also cannibals. There's cannibalism? Yeah, it's like a sorority house, but it's like more than a sorority house. It's crazy. Would it be like if we did it for mystery thriller, would it be horror enough? Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. People will have a great time. Ugh. And it's like satirical. It's so funny. It's so darkly funny. And like the main narrator, you're inside of her head. She has like a kid and her husband is not shit. But he's like a tenure track professor and she's just an LTL, which is a limited term lecturer. And so he thinks that he's like above helping with a child and he won't do like pick up or drop off. And she'll be like, hey, can you refill her cup? What cup? Oh, weaponized incompetence. Yeah. And so in her head, she's like the motherfucking cup that she drinks out of every fucking day. I'm like, I love this book. Yeah. It's so funny. It is so funny. Yes, that sounds. And I know exactly where we're going, and I cannot wait. So I'm reading that. Okay. I'm also almost done with What My Bones Know. I'm reading that with a big chunk of the BRBT girls. Yeah. Very sad. Is that on KU? No. Okay. No. I got it from the library. And then I'm also reading Unsteady by Peyton Corinne. Mm-hmm. Book 2 in the Undone series. Very good. And then I'm going to start Shield of Sparrows by Daphne Perry as soon as I finish one of these books. Yeah. Yep. Same. Yeah. So insanely beautiful. I'm so excited to read it. What about you? I'm reading multiple books as well. Always. So I am about 20% into Ministry of Time. I feel like this might be a softy enough for me. I feel like the concept is really good. Like when I read it, space travel, time travel, romance. Like that sounds like right up my alley. However, like
though this is like, you're going to say no, Liz, but like truly, it's almost too smart for me.
I hear what you're saying because you are very smart, but there are some books where you're like,
I'm like, I don't understand what that means.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what you're teaching him right now. So it might be like a softie enough. Like maybe I'll come back to it.
maybe a fall winter book.
Yeah, like where I can like, because I'm. So then I also started my reread of A Fate Inked in Blood because A Curse Carved in Bone comes out next week.
Yeah.
As of today, when you're watching this, it will be out tomorrow. And obviously, The Road of Bones is top tier book for me, right? But A Fate Inked in Blood is also really
It's
good.
right under it.
Yeah, it is really,
it's
really
right
good.
under, like, it's like, for me, it's like Sarah A. Parker, Demi Winters, like Sarah Hawley,
Danielle L. Johnson.
Yeah. There's like, it's like a whole little other tier of fantasy that we like love.
Yeah, and I have found recently that like the books that I've read last year, because we just read so many books, I'm like, I need a refresher. I need to know I want to make sure. I think Onyx Storm actually taught me that, because I was like, oh, well, who is that person? What is that person? Blah, 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 blah. And in reality, I just need to reread. So I'm starting that reread. I am 15% through. I'm going to focus a lot on it today. Then, to your happiness,
this is the essay I've been waiting for you all to hear.
I have started Guild by Raven Kennedy. Opens up to an orgy, and I'm like,
book one in the Plated Prisoner series. For those who did not know.
Yeah.
A Midas gender bend retelling.
Yeah, which we haven't learned yet, but I already knew.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know about the series. And I started it in line for Carley Fortune, and I got 20% through. And so you guys were like, we got home last night, and we were reading in bed before bed, and you were like, why are you doing A Fate Inked in Blood? And I'm like, I'm saving it for when we're in line. Like, I know it's going to be a quicker read, you know.
Book one is real fast. They get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yes, they do. So I'm excited to finally dive into.
What are your opening thoughts? I've been waiting for this since we met. I remember the day we met. I said, oh my God, book 5 of the Plated Prisoner series is coming out. Like, next week, have you read those? And she's like, no. And I was like, well, Liz Girl was great, except for she hasn't read the Plated Prisoner series. So I don't know if we're going to be friends, because that's like God tier for me.
Opening thoughts. So we're 20% in, and a lot has happened,
so fast.
but really not fast. Like, it's not like I feel like sometimes the plots can move so quick that you're like, that was way too
packed.
Yeah, it is spread out, and I'm getting a lot of information. I have already formed kind of what I think is maybe going to happen.
I would like to know the predictions.
So the King of Rot, I feel like isn't a bad guy.
There's so many men in that series, it's hard to tell.
I'm like, usually in a fantasy book, if there is a evil bad guy, he's really not evil.
This could be Liz projecting because she thinks that she can fix the King of Highburn.
I think it just needs a head.
Yeah, with the chainsaw.
Maybe. So that is my early prediction. Midas can kick rocks.
Yeah.
So can, what is the Fluke? Fluke.
I don't know. I don't remember his name.
The ugly, gross king with.
Oh, I know.
He can also kick rocks. I want to be friends with the queen, Medina, and Arin, is that?
Oren. I say Oren.
She seems like she has a bit of Stockholm syndrome.
Well, she does live in a cage.
Literally, she's like, I'm so grateful, and I'm like, girl, you are in a cage. But she does say it. She says, like, I'm in a gilded cage. So I'm excited. I'm excited about it. Circling. Now that you've brought up when we met, Liz is a year old now.
Yay, a year and a week.
So I have a couple things to say.
Okay.
And we might get emotional. The first thing I want to say is to everyone who watches these videos, to everyone who interacts with us on socials, who talks books with us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And who was listening before you could watch.
Yes.
When we had the most terrible equipment of all time because we had no idea what we were doing.
And we're still working on it.
Yep.
We're still working on it. But thank you. Thank you for listening to our unhinged theories, our unhinged directs, everybody who has poured into us this year. Thank you. We love you all. We are so grateful for you. Ooh, I don't have enough great things to say. You guys have all been just so lovely. I have read so many different types of books because of you guys. I never would have found half of these. And then to my co-host.
Oh, Lord.
What a fucking year.
Great. It is crazy. There's 7,000 people between our apps that like to talk to us.
Yes, and I just, all because you wore a Taylor Swift ACOTAR theme sweatshirt.
Into a Barnes & Noble at the same time as you.
Yes, and because we can just yap.
Mm-hmm.
And we put together the reel of our year, and going all the way back to May, more like March, April of last year of 2024, and just watching us go to where we are now.
And we really blossomed.
And it's just been crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, our very first adventure to meet an author was April. We went to St. Louis to meet BK and Sarah, and since then it's not slowed down.
No, it's only gotten exponentially faster.
We have read some of the best books.
Yeah.
Met some of the most amazing authors, some of the most amazing people. We found BRBT, which I'm so grateful for them. I love you guys, are just so amazing. I love you guys so much.
I never thought we would have 200 virtual
best friends.
No,
truly.
It's crazy.
Like, no judgment from them. Just being able to sit and chat with them is absolutely just so fun. I love you guys more than anything. And I love you.
Love you.
And I'm like, what more can happen? But like,
and it's only year one.
Year one.
Some people take like 5, 6, 7 years to start their Bookstagrams and their book talks. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, and it's so much fun. We're in Franklin, Indiana at another author event, and I just can't believe it.
It's nuts. I remember like how nervous we were like when we first started. We would even get comments like, I can tell you're nervous, or like whatever. Mm-hmm. And I just like, you and I are so comfortable like with each other and with ourselves now. Like, we really have changed so much. Like, even my husband will comment and like, the way you talk to people has changed.
Yeah.
Since you started Liz and Liz. Like, you just are in your own body. Like, you are yourself now. And I'm like, no, that's Liz. Like, Liz has put me in my body. I think we were like floating before.
I know before I even got back into the book world, this was post third child. And I've spoken a lot about this. It's just like how dull I felt and like very introverted. Mm-hmm. I work completely from home. I really didn't get the most I got was I would go to the gym. And my husband one day was like, we've switched. Like, I am now the extroverted. And if you've ever met my husband, he is not extroverted in the slightest. He hates people.
We love him, but he would like to sit at home.
Yeah, if he does not have to people, he will not.
Yeah.
And so getting out and just kind of doing the flamingo where mm-hmm. it's like finding my color again has been so crazy, so fun, so vibrant. I see color and feel color again, and I literally feel myself change when someone brings up a book. Like, I literally go from like, oh, well, hello, and it is a ton of fun. And I think also we listened to that first ACOTAR episode and we edited it probably 17 times. I could, for a long time, recite every part of that episode by heart.
Yep.
And now we're like, oh, have you edited it yet?
Nah,
not yet.
It's because we just know, like, we have gotten so comfortable with you guys, and we know kind of like our own little schedule, like what works for us. Mm-hmm. And we literally, like, Liz was showering 2 minutes before this because we just like know what we're doing. We're comfy.
We know we can find an hour just to yap.
Yeah, always.
I think the biggest question that I get, and probably you, is like, how are you comfortable in front of a screen?
Yeah.
I could never. And I think it's because we know you guys are behind the screen. Truly. Yeah. Like, I know who I'm speaking to. And I'm excited to meet the people that I'm not speaking to yet that I could potentially speak to in the future. And again, just so freaking grateful. Like,
Yeah.
I know you guys hear that from everyone whenever they're talking about their journey, but like, like Bookstagram, Book Talk, BRBT, everybody has changed my life. One of our friends, we were talking and it was like how enriched our life has become via books.
Yes.
So,
yeah,
1 year.
Crazy. It's year. Like bringing it all full circle back to Carley when she was talking about like literally creating basically a brand, like launching a website, a lifestyle company, and still not really feeling that pure fulfillment.
Yeah.
And like knowing that after 30, after children, after marriage, you could literally just wake up and do what you want to do.
Yeah.
And she said, because life is long and we're all still learning. And I was like thinking about us and I was like, that's so true. We both started this after 30. Well, 29 for me, but.
And also, we've also been able to now reach out in our community, like our real life community.
Yeah.
And that has been amazing too, with our book clubs and all of our events. I feel like we've given back to the community, and I've always wanted to do that.
It's so fun.
Yeah, I'm so thankful to Sunbound Books and meeting the other Liz, the third Liz, our now third Liz, and the community we've built with them. So exciting.
Yeah, we needed Liz.
And you guys watched our TikTok. This is the Liz that makes sure everything happens.
Every Liz in the Liz triangle has a lot of stake at the table. I just set the table, but you guys put all the magic on the table. I would say.
I don't know. I mean, you just make sure I'm at the table and that I'm not chaotic.
Yeah, I bring Liz to the table.
Yeah, that was the funniest TikTok I think we've ever made.
It was so funny.
It was so good.
It was so good. Hopefully year 2 of Liz and Liz brings us even more friends.
Yes.
More, I'm speaking it now, more events.
Yes. More author meets.
Yeah.
Who would be, in year 2, who is the top author you want to meet?
Emily Henry.
Okay.
I mean, that's just my goal in life.
Yes, that's fair.
She's like my Taylor Swift. So, yeah.
Fair.
Because I've met so many of my favorite authors.
Yeah.
And we're meeting Rachel Gillig in 2 weeks, who would literally have been my number 1 answer if that wasn't happening in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So.
Mine is going to be Demi and Sarah.
Of course. Oh my gosh. Well, I feel like we already met them because
I know
they were on the podcast, but when I meet them in real life, I might cry.
I think I want to go to lunch with them.
Yeah, I just want to hug them.
At Demi and Sarah, we love you so much.
Love.
So that's Sarah Holly, Demi Winners, Ashton series, and then
Shards of Magic.
And then the Shards of Magic series for Sarah. Which is so crazy because one of our earliest reels was about our arc we got of
A Werewolf's Guide to Seducing a Vampire, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Crazy.
Full circle.
It's so bizarre.
Maybe one day Demi will be sitting right here, or Sarah and Demi, and then it'll be all of us. So
yeah, that'd be
amazing. Yeah, what a year. What a year. Thank you guys so much for an amazing year. Truly. From the bottom of our hearts. We love you all so much.
Yes.
Let's see our picture.
Yeah, that'd be cute.
So we know what we're reading.
We do.
What's on the docket next?
Oh gosh.
We have
Frederick Bachman today. So then after that, we can start reading what?
After that, we have book club where we get to read Quicksilver. Wait, you have to tell what you thought of Quicksilver.
Oh, I'm back. I am back, and I loved it. Guess what? I loved it. Liz was right, as usual. And I loved it. I gave it 4.5 stars, which is very high praise for romantasy. So it doesn't need to be 5 for me to say it was amazing.
Yeah, I think the last week we were like, you weren't done yet.
And I was like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good, but I'm not sure. Now I'm sure. I'm sure that it's great.
Brimstone comes out this fall, which is book 2, and I am sad. And so she found a TikTok with the audio from Kingfisher, and we were like, is this his real voice?
Yeah, because we are not audio girlies.
No.
I will audio memoir if I have to. If I'm reading 3 other books and I'm working a lot, I will do it. I don't like it.
But our friend who's with us is an audio girly, and she was like, let me play for you. And
did I just become an audiobook fan? That's what I heard. if they have those men in romantices growling at you like that, I'll start listening to audiobooks. No, it wasn't Satan.
Oh, sorry.
It was.
Sometimes I get them confused.
Well, so does Saris. So it was, but Quicksilver was amazing. I have nothing but good things to say. I think the pacing was perfect. The tropes were definitely troping.
Mm-hmm.
It was a romantasy in the best way.
Mm-hmm.
And the spice was some of the best spice I've read in romantasy. Not because of quantity, but because of quality. And she didn't use any of the words or phrases that make me nauseous. And it was just, it was hot.
And we're getting rid of that AI cover, so
Yep.
That would be fun.
It was hot. The book was so good.
Yeah, and
it's so funny.
It's going to be a good book club because we did Wild and Wrangled and Quicksilver, and so far I haven't seen anybody come out and say like they hate it either.
No, the lowest I've seen Wild and Wrangled from people we actually know in real life is a 4.
Yeah, which I think
is fair. I gave it a 4.
Yeah. So we're doing that, and then we have Rachel Gillig
in 2 weeks.
And then we have our mystery. Well, no, then we have Great Big Beautiful Life with Sunbound, also a 5-star book.
5 stars.
I think that's the best Emily Henry.
One day we'll yap about this. Maybe our next episode we'll have a sit down and we'll talk to you guys about what you've done.
Yes. And then we have mystery thriller, and I do need to get into those, but so far everybody has seemed to like The Maid seems to be more of like the mystery, not so high stakes, but then the Unworthy seems to be creepy enough that everyone's like, it's good mix.
I feel like both books are going to be 3 to 4 stars.
Yeah. So that'll be fun.
And which I love in a mystery thriller. I want to be a little bit easily predictable. I want to feel some tension, but not too much. Gross, but not too gross. Like, I don't mind a couple plot holes in mystery thrillers. If they were all perfect, they would be so scary.
And the Unworthy's only like 200 pages.
Not even.
Yeah. So it'll be a quick read.
Yeah, it'll be great.
And then I think that closes out May for us. And we really don't have a ton on the docket for June. We're going to go see Annabelle Monaghan. And that's free in Michigan. But other than that, you might come down.
Oh, yeah. Coming in June 20-something.
Yeah.
For here to Franklin. For Allison S. Pock. She wrote The Wedding People.
Yeah.
That was another free event. Mm-hmm. It is sold out now, so I'm sorry. But I'll be here for that because that book was insane.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. And I think that's kind of what we have so far for the summer.
Yeah.
We're kind of slowing down a little bit just to enjoy the summer and enjoy that kind of stuff. But when things pop up,
and swimming and reading outside.
And I'm actually excited for summer this year.
I'm proud of you.
I know. I'm ready. I'm ready to be outside. But catch me during those 100-degree days. I'm not gonna be happy.
I'll be half in the pool.
Yeah.
With a book or my Kindle on a floaty.
Yes, somewhere in the water.
Yep.
So. And then
a great summer.
It'll pick back up this fall. We have some big releases this fall for us. The
fall is insane for romantasy fantasy.
We have A Ballad of Fallen Dragons by Sarah Parker. That is the sequel to When the Moon Hatched. That is a big release for us. Princess of Blood, which is Sarah Hawley, comes out this summer or this fall, which is number 2 to Servant of Earth, which you guys have heard us talk about nonstop.
Yep.
We have Alchemized!
AKA Manacle, but it's Alchemized now.
Well, and in July we have Rose and Chains, which is the republished of The Auction.
Oh my gosh.
And we've read it. We got an ARC, and it is absolutely
5 stars.
5 stars.
6 stars.
And then we have, I feel like we have more. So then we have Brimstone that comes out.
Mm-hmm.
We will probably have an announcement, I'm assuming, from Demi Winners about the 3rd in the Ashen series.
Yep. We'll probably have an announcement from Carrie Maniscalco.
Yes, on the new
and the
Prince.
7 Deadly Sins. Yeah.
We have Nightshade God that comes out soon.
Oh my god.
From Hannah Winton. But I mean, really, Ballad of Fallen Dragons, Alchemized, Princess of Blood, those are some big books for us. Brimstone.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good.
And hopefully, we might get an ACOTAR 6 this fall.
I'm giving up. When she lets me know.
She'll let us know.
But I'm no longer going to be clowning.
No, I'm done clowning.
I only clown for Taylor Swift.
And even that, I've tried to take a step back because my feelings get hurt too much.
Yeah, so I don't have space in my heart to be clowning for Avatar.
Yeah.
When she's ready to grace us with her presence, she'll be here.
Yeah. And that's just what I'm thinking of off the top of my head. There's also
countless
a bunch of other releases that are going to be coming out.
And
Sweetwater Peak.
Oh my gosh.
Good Spirits from B. Larson.
More Allie Hazelwood.
More Allie. Sure. Oh, Problematic Summer Romance comes out later this month.
Yep.
Which I'll talk about it. It's been a very weird release.
It's creepy, honestly.
I don't feel like there's been a lot of anything for it. It's kind of the quietest release that we've seen in a minute. And I'm interested to see what happens after it comes out, truly.
Honestly, I can't decide because it's so not marketed.
Not marketed at all.
It's hard to tell what I think the people are going to say.
Here's the thing. This is what annoyed me. We were so if you ever want book tea or tea period, Fred's is where you go because they do not care.
No, it's messy.
And people were upset about an age gap romance, and it's 23 and 38.
It's 18 years or 15 years.
Yeah, and I'm excuse me. First of all, Reese is 700 years old.
If any of you read Romantasy, you can't say anything because those girls are 18. If any one of those complainers have read
and ate up
Jennifer Armentrout.
Yeah.
Where she just turned 18 and he's literally 5,000. Bye.
Yeah, you can't say anything. Reese is 900. Feyre is 19.
Yeah.
Literally in Frost and Starlight, he's she's turning 21 and I'm 582.
Yeah, no. And we love Romantasy.
We do.
So even in Quicksilver, Cyrus is 24.
24, 25, yeah.
Yeah, but Kingfisher's over 1,000.
He's 1,800.
He's over 1,000.
He's over 1,000 years old.
No. So no.
Yeah.
Also, any of you that were ever on Wattpad or AO3 thinking that you were 12 and gonna fuck Harry Styles, get it together. Everyone's gonna be fine.
I could not believe. And also, this is the thing too. You don't have to read it.
It's romance. Fun fact. There's 50,000 romance books at your local bookstore right now. You can pick up any of the other ones where they are 20 and 22.
Literally, if I find a book, say someday, sorry, it's zombies. Say Lila comes out with a Friends to Lovers.
Mm-hmm.
And I know at that point that I'm not going to read
Especially if it's a fake dating, best friends to lovers, you'll just die.
Where it's oh my God, I can't. He's my best friend. I don't want to ruin it. I will not read it.
And that's okay because you're still going to love her with your whole heart and you're not going to shit on her on the internet.
Never.
Because we're going to be fine.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we have interviewed authors who are I love fake pregnancy. I love this or that and the other.
And we're yeah,
that's great.
Yay.
We love that. I love that you love that.
Right.
I personally am not.
And you have a huge audience to love that with you. Please do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so unless someone has committed egregious grammatical crimes or massive plot holes, things like that, we'll call out when a book is poorly written. But if a trope is not for us, it's simply just not for us. That doesn't mean the book is bad.
Exactly. And we need to just remember that. Because I know one thing about Allie. Oh, wait. Speaking of Allie, Mate comes out.
Oh. The Barnes Noble exclusive edition, the purple one. It's so good. I'll be bedazzling that for sure.
But one thing I know about Allie is it'll be well written.
Yep.
So
one thing about Allie is she's gonna be tiny and he's gonna be huge. So it'll be great. And that I hate that. But guess what? I read every single one of that bitch because I love her.
Yes.
And that's all it is.
Yep. So well, I think we're gonna wrap it up.
I think so. We have to start getting ready for Frederick Bachman. We have to go to Swig.
We have to go to Swig.
There's the bookstore.
We do.
We have to get a salad or a Sammy. From somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have to get ready again. And go meet Frederick Bachman so I can give him the bill for my therapist. One day I should do that. I should be like, here's my bill.
Here's my bill.
Here's my BetterHelp subscription. Can you actually take care of that for me?
10% off if you put in Frederick Bachman.
Yeah. Don't use BetterHelp. I don't use it. I'm just joking. But see someone.
See someone.
And he'll pay for it.
There you go. So, with that being said, if you're not following us on our social media, we are Liz and Liz Get Literary across the board except on X. We do have an open email, lizandlizgetlit@gmail.com. So please send us any of your emails, any of your recs, anything, whatever.
Yeah.
We'll be here.
If you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple/watching, it would be like the world's best thing if you could go to YouTube and subscribe to our channel, because that corner of our internet is looking a little dusty.
Yeah, because we just started it.
We just started it. She's fresh. She's a baby.
Fresh. Yeah, and as always, if you guys have anything to say, our DMs are open.
Additionally, if you want to buy any of the books that we have been talking about today, I highly recommend literally all of them, or pre-ordering the ones that come out this fall. Remember that you can always go to sunboundbooks.com and order any of those books shipped right to your door, or audiobooks as well. And you can use our code Liz and get 10% off.
So have a wonderful week. Have a wonderful month. Enjoy your reading, and we will see you later.
Bye.